The following is a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. Hollywood Redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is Black Hollywood Live. Let's talk about sex. Featuring in-depth discussions on dating, intimacy, and relationships. Black Hollywood Live. Hollywood Redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host of Black Hollywood Live, let's talk about sex.
I think you guys have the salt and pepper song.
Let's talk about sex,
baby. Let's talk about you and me.
There it goes.
Ready, Drea?
Let's talk about sex.
Little baby,
Let's talk about sex.
Come on.
Let's talk about sex.
Hey.
Let's talk about sex.
Hey.
Yeah.
Welcome back to
What are we talking
another
about?
amazing episode of Let's Talk About Sex here on Black Hollywood Live. We have an amazing episode for you. It's going to be hot and sizzling. We have special guests in the building. I am your host, Spicy Madi, joined with our fabulous host, Drea Renee.
Hello, hello.
And of course, the funny, hilarious Kevin John.
What's up?
And the moment that you guys have been waiting for, we have
roll, please.
Azur-De in the building.
Finally she's here.
I'm here.
Looking all glamorous.
Thank you.
Star of the new film American in Hollywood.
And American.
And American in Hollywood. You guys may recognize Azur-De from my Instagram, but she is not just one of my best friends, but one of the best phenomenal actresses that are up and coming right now. And her film her film is very, very spicy and has a great great little treat that we're going to show you guys a little bit later. But you guys would also recognize Azur-De because she has over 20 commercials.
National.
Yes,
commercial.
National commercials.
Get it right.
Girl, I be seeing you on my TV.
You may recognize the McDonald face, but you also would have seen her in several print jobs as well. But don't get it twisted. She's not just a great actress. She also is a Berkeley graduate. She graduated from the University of California, Berkeley. Go Bears.
Wow. Talent and brains.
Yes,
and charitable.
Beauty and brains.
Right.
So she's here to join in on the discussion today. And we're going to start off with Hollywood Hotties Doing the Naughty here on Let's Talk About Sex. And the couple that we're going to spotlight today is Robin Thicke and Paula Patton.
Oh, God.
Now, if you guys saw the BET Awards, you know that he once again is confessing his undying love. He now has an album that's called Paula. And he's trying to get his, Honey Boom Boom back. What do you guys think about that? Should he keep trying? He is supposedly wasn't faithful.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to keep it real. I'm a little sick of the Paula Come Back to Me campaign.
I'm over it.
I'm sorry. He's going to city to, it's starting to just look desperate, ridiculous, and preposterous, for lack of better words. I'm like, Robin, look, you had your chance. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with trying to win back the love of a woman, but doing it publicly in the way that he's doing it.
Well, she was publicly humiliated, though, in his defense. I feel like it was out in the open that he cheated on her. So I think he's now really trying to make sure that the people that know about it are like, okay, he's sorry. And I kind of don't mind that he's making a fool of himself. I mean, he loves her. That's his wife, the mother of his
women
kids.
eat that stuff up.
I know, but I feel like he's getting to a point where he's starting to look a little
Exactly.
Now, I do look
He's crossing the line.
The argument is that it's for album sales and publicity, and that it may not be authentic. And I personally believe that if you lose Paula Patton, trust me, it's authentic. So he knows he made a big no-no, but she's not having it. And I like that she's sticking to her guns.
I know.
But at the same time, he is a celebrity. Everybody says, well, what you sign up for when you get with one. I mean, what do you guys feel about that? Because this is a monogamy issue right here.
But monogamy
Can it be forgiven?
Within a celebrity relationship, I feel like it's going to sound bad, but you kind of have to expect those things, especially with certain men. He's in the music business. There's a lot of groupies. And I feel like saying no to that temptation is difficult.
Well, I also say, with that being said as well, as a woman that's dating somebody,
right?
Whether it's a professional athlete, entertainer, someone that's gonna have just droves and droves of groupies,
access.
Mm-hmm.
You realize that comes with the territory.
So you kind of have to
justify
expect it.
But
I'm not excusing it.
Let's say we turn the other cheek because of the amount of money, power, fame that
but
they
it's
have.
not shocking that he's cheated, allegedly.
Yeah. I mean, how many entertainers in his shoes are actually faithful to their loved ones? And I'm not sitting there saying
how many entertainers not in his shoes are actually faithful to their loved ones.
Good point.
Later on, I will give you guys actual statistics in our sex ed segment where I will let you know the monogamy issues that America is facing. It's a pretty high number, yeah.
Pretty bad.
So
it is. Basically, Paula just wasn't satisfying him.
No,
you know
that's
what I mean?
not true. Wow, really, Kevin?
No. I don't mean it in that sense. I kind of do. But in a marriage, we talk about this all the time.
They've been together a long time.
Exactly,
So
which means, guess what? They've been having sex with each other a long time, okay?
Yeah.
Which means that if they're not spicing it up in the bedroom, they need to be watching this show to figure out how to reconcile. I'm just saying. So, there could be things lacking. There's busy. She's had kids now.
Right.
They're on the road.
People take people for granted, and you just start getting too comfortable.
Exactly.
I mean, that could have been a possibility, but that gets us to our today's topic for our show is, monogamy. Is that something that is natural or is it supernatural? And I think that, we have, two different ideals that we argue and that we battle with. Is it human nature versus, our natural desires and passion, or should we be spiritual about it? Like, how do you guys feel about that?
Well, I think men, they operate
Be careful.
from physical. Like they can look at a butt and be like, ooh, and they can get erect from that. I can't look at a man's butt and be like, ooh,
no,
it doesn't work like that for me. So
have you seen my butt?
I actually haven't seen your butt, but maybe.
He's like, things could change.
Exactly.
But I do think it's harder for men to be completely monogamous because of that, because they physically just are they're built differently than women, and they're moved by
and they need to be physically stimulated. And over time, the same vagina, I think, gets old. And they say for men, there's nothing like new, So.
Right.
Well, there's the biblical argument versus, Western society. And the biblical argument is that, in the Bible, all the kings had multiple wives, multiple women, and they could support them. So if you can support them, you should be able to sleep around and have concubines. But then the, Western argument is that, you need to be faithful and be committed, put a ring on it. And that's why majority of marriages are ending in divorce.
Right. Well, I guess just looking at it from a logical standpoint, what is the point of entering a commitment with somebody if there is
companionship for later on in your life? I feel like I had a girlfriend who was in an open relationship, and he wanted to do his thing, but he wanted to have his main woman, the woman he calls when something's going wrong. But if he wants to go get his rocks off somewhere, he was able to do that too.
The problem with that is he's bringing STDs back to the house.
She was cool with it.
Well, I don't know. I'd be cool itching and scratching and all that. But at any rate, I think that monogamy is obviously important. Now, people do have open marriages. Actually, I heard that Robin and Paula had an open marriage.
Yeah, I've heard that.
A lot of people in Hollywood probably have open marriages.
Exactly. All that traveling, you're on set with somebody for 6 months, you're making love scenes.
But the problem is I think when you genuinely feel, and anyone on this panel that has loved or is in love currently, which I know at least one person up here is. No names. No names. But I think when you truly are in love with one person, it's hard to step outside of that because of what you feel that just that connection that you have with them.
But people change over a long period of time.
That's true.
They've been together. You
true.
changed. You aren't the same person that you were. I mean, were they together like in high school?
Yeah, they were.
I mean,
together for years.
They're completely different people now.
Drea, have you ever cheated in a relationship?
Yes, I have.
Thank you for your honesty.
That was
That was
put
straight.
it out there.
Azur-De.
Of course.
Azur-De, you're in the hot seat.
I'm like, I gotta interview me.
She said,
I
of
may
course.
have cheated.
Okay. Spicy.
Allegedly, I have.
Allegedly.
I have cheated by kissing,
Lord.
not by sex. Put that out there on the
But
record.
that's still cheating.
Every
It's still cheating.
woman on this panel.
Emotional cheating is actually worse.
Worse, right?
Worse,
Okay.
because there's a
I've
connection there.
emotionally cheated on a lot of people.
But see, that's my only defense when it comes to men.
What about you, Skillet?
Have I ever cheated?
Yeah.
I've never cheated on anybody.
What?
I'm not lying. I'm the type of person. I've only been in like 2 relationships.
Okay,
my whole
well
life.
then, bye,
But
Felicia.
still, I'm just saying.
Bye.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not to say that it never will. Actually, it never will happen. I'm not going to speak that into
So
existence.
you've been 100% monogamous.
Absolutely.
His 2 relationships.
And
Well, I
for
have
those,
boyfriends, though.
who are watching and trying to learn about this topic, monogamy is being faithful either to your marriage or to your sexual companion.
Right.
So if you're stepping out on either one, you're not monogamous.
Emotionally or physically.
Okay.
And see, that's what I was going to say, and I know this is going to sound real bad, so I'm just preface it by saying that.
Okay.
But that's why sometimes men who do cheat, I believe can be forgiven easier than women because, like you said, men are physical.
It's not emotional.
They're not emotional.
I
A man
kind of
can
agree
go
with
up,
that.
smash a chick, think nothing of it, won't be in his head. It's just whatever. It was just getting his rocks off. A woman, when she goes in, is some kind of emotional connection. So
Most
it's a lot
of the time,
harder
yeah, most
to
of the time.
I agree
forgive
with that.
women.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
I will
So
too.
let's dissect it a little bit then.
Cut it
Physically,
up.
if the argument is that we are supposed to be faithful, why are we supposed to be faithful? Like, what would you guys say? What are the benefits of being faithful to someone? Because naturally, and human science and biology will tell you that you can have multiple babies with multiple people. If we were supposed to just be with that one person, another person wouldn't be able to get us pregnant outside of our one mate.
I think it boils down to your spirituality, because I think it's a spiritual thing. It's like a commitment under God. You make an oath, you commit to this one person. I think if you're a spiritual person and you honor those Christian values, then in that case, that shapes how you operate.
Right.
But if you're a person that just kind of doesn't really believe in that, I don't
have
think
no
it's the same.
scaffolding.
It
Yeah.
just depends on what your perspective is, to me.
Well, spirituality doesn't go necessarily hand in hand with monogamy, though. It's supposed to, as far as marriage is concerned. But if you are doing it for a spiritual purpose, you're supposed to wait until marriage, ultimately.
Well, I guess first of all, to answer your question, I think that monogamy or itself, why is there monogamy? I think there's no better way to
Not get
signify, to not get herpes. That's very true. Herpes is real, by the way.
It's real.
So real.
It is so real. Yeah. All right. So enough with herpes, but yeah, I think that I think there's nothing more that signifies your commitment or bond with your significant other by being faithful to them. Whether you're religious, not religious, what have you, I think that's just the commitment that you share. Now, yes, biologically or naturally, it's of course we're apt to look and see other
And
things.
is that
and be
suppression? Are
attracted.
you suppressing your urges? Is that a bad thing? Do you know what I mean?
To suppress your urges.
Your natural
Your
urges.
natural urges.
Your
I don't
natural
feel like
physical
monogamy
No, of
is
course
natural.
not. It's,
I
not.
don't feel-
It's natural to lust after somebody else if you see
Right.
them. Now, if you're acting on
that's
those,
what I'm saying. Right,
then that's a whole other problem. You have to control those when they're
So you need to be able to control it. Because the
control
same thing can be said if, Kevin, I want your cup and I go to take your cup. Well, that's my natural reaction. That doesn't necessarily mean I should steal from you.
Right,
Yeah.
of course.
So
And
you
don't
got to
ever
control
touch my
it.
cup. All right? This is serious business right here. But you're right. Yeah. You see things that you like. It's natural, but you don't take everything that you like or that you see. I mean, you can.
And with
there's
that,
places for
I
that.
feel like that comes back to what you said of the spirituality part. Because if you have no scaffolding, you're just running
A moral
around in
compass.
life.
Like
a moral
whatever,
compass, exactly.
I think I was meaning
Moral
like
compass,
just
yeah.
however you choose to lead your life and what you validate as important or not
Right.
important.
Are you checking in with
Right.
somebody, or are you just running around doing whatever you
Exactly.
want
If
to
you're
do?
running freely, hey man, anything goes. Let's have 5,
Exactly.
10 people. Let's have big orgies. Let's do everything.
Okay.
You know?
Wow, you turning it up there.
I do
talking about
I'm just saying.
We should just cut that
Hypothetical.
clip. We should cut that clip from where she says, "Let's have big orgies," and just
Really?
post that to promote the film.
Oh,
all right?
perfect.
So part of the problem
gosh.
is that two people are going into a relationship with ideals of what they want, and one person doesn't uphold that, or two people don't uphold that. But that is part of the reason why the divorce rate is almost 50% in America now, is because of people being unfaithful to one another. And so when the rates increase like that, so do single parent homes, so do children being raised without both parents. And
Herpes.
so STDs.
Yes.
You must have had a personal experience with herpes.
I have never. I have
bringing up
never.
herpes a little bit too much.
Did you have a scare,
You have a
Kevin?
scare. You had a scare, Kevin.
The thing is, I'm just trying to inform the viewers that
Exactly.
STDs are real.
They're
Okay,
real.
but herpes
that
especially
real.
though.
It's real.
Okay.
Because the thing that with herpes, not to go way off the
Oh my
subject,
God,
Here we go
Kevin,
again.
the thing about
stop.
herpes is
I don't know.
there's times when it can lie dormant. So people that just go around and have sexual activity
They
may
don't
not
know
see
they
it.
have
it.
And then
And nobody ever tells anybody really. It's like, I feel like that never happens. It's like, oh, do you have
Yeah.
herpes? No. You know,
Right,
like who
who's gonna
says
say-
yes? Who
yeah.
says yes?
Well, a lot of times people lie about
Yeah.
it because of shame.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And so
Exactly.
they also, they're spreading it too because of shame. And so, do you stay with them when you find out that they have an STD, or do you leave them?
Oh, it depends on what it is.
If the person you love, Kevin, told you, dang, I just found out that I have the herp.
And
what
you
would
love
do?
them.
I like how you abbreviated it. Said the herp. I got the herp.
The herp.
Well,
That's a tough one.
My first question would be, where did you get the herp from?
Really?
And, Of course.
Okay.
If she got the herp and, you know, we've been together for a significant period of time, then and then it just pop up from nowhere.
Right.
A herp is not like a common
But
cold.
if she contracted it while you guys were together, then that's breaking monogamy.
And would I stay with her if I would stay with her if I knew prior to that she had the herp. Like
that's what I'm saying. If it was the beginning of the relationship.
Yeah, but that leads me to my my next thing is I do believe if you are going to be in a sexual relationship with somebody, you need to get tested.
Yeah.
It's always the taboo thing. Everyone's afraid to do it because it'll mess up that. No, you either get tested or you get the herp. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
So I truly believe there's nothing wrong with just going with your partner and being like, look, you know, I like doing it. You know, I like being hygienic about this. Right. So can we make sure that, you know, we're both
But
clean?
here on Let's Talk About Sex, unless you are married, we promote safe sex.
Yes.
So please strap up, use condoms,
Yes.
okay?
Yes. Yes. That very true. Yes.
We know which one feels better, but just be safe.
Right.
Okay, good.
But part of my argument that I was making was, you know, monogamy is physically unnatural, like you were saying. You know, you have to control yourself. But the reason why there's the, you know, counter argument that it's supernatural is it's because you almost have to be a superhero and have superhero powers in order to be faithful to somebody.
Wow,
Because
you
you're
really
doing
do.
unnatural abilities. You know, you're using your spidey senses and you're using, you know, your Man of Steel senses and you're using all of these things.
Yeah, literally.
But who else to speak on superhero powers than Azur-De herself?
Of course.
Yeah, because I'm a superhero.
Azur-De.
Yes.
Apparently, Power Girl.
So talk to us a little bit about the film, because An American in Hollywood, you guys had, you know, this play on superhero.
Which is
also,
such a cool concept.
You know,
really
how
cool.
actors and people making it in the industry, producers, directors, you know, film writers, they're superheroes.
Right.
And so you played a mini little superhero that was strong.
Power girl.
Yeah, Power Girl with her Bad Girls Club. But at the same time, you know, there was an underlying relationship behind it all.
Right. So, you know, this superhero concept kind of came afterwards. When I originally shot the film 2 years ago, it actually has evolved into that side. The writer and director actually made that concept afterwards. So when I saw the film, I was like, oh, there's the superhero element. But I thought it was pretty dope that he did that, because the idea that, you know, as artists, like, you know, I don't think people really know the starving artist, real artist experience. I feel like we always see like the glamorified portion. We don't see the struggle. And so I think because it's his story, this is actually based off of his life. I think he glamorified, is that a word?
Glamorized.
Okay, I went to Berkeley. I do know what I'm saying.
She did go to Berkeley, brain like Berkeley.
You know, sorry. So he glamorized it by making us actual heroes, you know, and, you know, there was a Power Girl, the Dissenter. There's all kind of connections and metaphors to celebrate us as these people that have to save Hollywood. So I think he did that because, like I said, we don't really see that. And that was the twist on it. But like I said, afterwards, when I saw it, I thought it was a good metaphor.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, it was definitely a good film. I mean, you guys have to check it out. Isn't it going to be like an AMC?
Yeah,
theater
so
or
we got a deal with AMC Independent, and it actually first screened at Urban World Film Festival at AMC in New York. And then, so as a result, we actually got a deal with AMC Independent, and it'll be in Philly, New York, and New Jersey. And if you go on our website, www.anamericaninhollywood, you'll see the specific theaters that it's playing. Next Friday, July 18th, all my East Coast people come out and support.
Nice.
And tell us a little bit about the director and then your co-stars.
Well, Cy Varidan, he is a graduate of NYU, the Tisch School of Performing Arts.
Oh, nice.
And so he's been, you know, doing a lot. This is actually, I think, one of his first feature film projects.
Wow.
So they're putting a lot into this. Him and his brother, the V twins, Cy and Vank, they basically came up with this piece, and they're really doing a lot to get it out there. I had no idea 2 years ago that it would be in theaters. This is like such an honor to be a part of. But yeah, so Cy, like I said, this is his story, his truth, and we're just there to create that. And then Richard Carroll, he plays the other lead. We also have Hassan Johnson and JD Williams, they're both from The Wire. You guys may know them. And Jessica Rich, Samantha, I don't know.
Jessica Rich?
Yeah, Jessica Rich. She was
I know, she was on a VH1 show.
She plays one of my friends in the movie.
I know Jay Rizzle.
Yeah, Jay Rizzle. Yeah, she couldn't be here today, but yeah, no. So we have a lot of great talent in the film, and you know,
it's gonna be a hit. And
it's good.
What the cool concept is too is, you know, here on Let's Talk About Sex, we have to get down to the dirty.
Right?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Is that, you know, you played this strong role, but then you got at, you know, points vulnerable with your man along the way. And there was times that monogamy was questioned.
Definitely.
With your, you know, with your role. You were questioning your man, and as a viewer, I didn't know whether to believe that he was cheating or not because he was getting, these late night texts. I mean, should you or should you not be looking through his phone? There's that argument right there.
Yes.
If you have to look through the phone, that means you don't trust.
Then you shouldn't be with him.
Well, in the movie Ioka, it wasn't like she was trying to fight. I mean, she happened to be, it was going off at 3 a.m. So
of course,
if it's going off and it's right there and she's laying in the bed, I don't think it's wrong for women to be, you see it, it's right there. And in her defense, that's what happened.
It's 3 a.m.
And then she's randomly cleaning up his house and then she sees these pictures of his exes and all these women. So why is it even there in the first place? I don't think she went out to find it. It just kind of came to her. So I don't know. I feel like, if it's in your face, you have to pay attention.
You can't just ignore it.
I think if there's smoke, then you could check the fire.
Right. It's right in your face. I mean, it didn't happen away from her. It happened
She wasn't
in front
looking
of her
for
face.
the phone call. It happened.
But
And it happens like that a lot of times, though.
I'm about to say, a lot of times y'all women do just do that for no reason at all. Like there's
there's
kind
always
of
a reason. There's always a reason.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was watching this movie, it was about 4 a.m. in the morning when I was watching the movie, and I'm sitting there with my man, and we're like, oh, look at Azur-De, she's doing so good, and then his phone goes off. His phone, his text went off. So after I seen, Ioka do it, I was like, oh, let me see what.
Okay,
So
it's a natural
I checked his phone. I just a little peek.
Who was it?
His mom.
It was like Kevin or someone.
it was
But
like
see,
that.
why did you not take a peek at 4 a.m?
But if your phone was ringing, I'm sure he would be like,
exactly, who the hell calling you? This going on?
Right. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, me.
Exactly.
Okay?
Right?
I'm all about that.
Exactly. X-E-X me. So anyways,
Okay, oh my gosh.
S-E-X me? Kevin.
Really? I'm trying to find the.
I was just going with the.
So
okay.
we have a special treat in store because.
Speaking of SEX.
Right. Speaking of SEX, that's what Kevin is trying to get to, the good stuff. Azur-De has a scene in her film where she's displaying some fine-tuned movement. I don't know where she learned these moves from. If this is some grooving that she has practiced on her own.
Really?
But we have a hot scene that we want to show you guys from the movie here on Let's Talk About Sex, okay?
Get it?
I'm gonna
Look at that back.
Oh man.
Oh, there's the
No,
shirt.
that's from all them squats.
And there's the shirt.
I know.
How is he not erect?
Who said he wasn't?
I mean,
Oh,
So that's another natural.
That's enough.
Oh, no,
All
no.
right,
You
yeah.
keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
And cut.
Nope. And go.
no. We're
grabbing
gonna
the
sit here and
sheet.
just watch the whole thing.
Nails in the back.
Oh, look at that face. That's orgasm face.
That's a pretty orgasm. That's a pretty orgasm. That's
And
a
that
pretty
wasn't
face.
just, ooh, I got my back bent out of shape.
Girl, you got your back bent.
Now, Azur-De, something I thought
So
was
let's go
interesting.
ahead and talk about
was,
something else.
No,
No,
we're gonna
what did
dive
you
right in.
say? The name of the show.
Azur-De, one thing that I thought was interesting, we were talking in the green room before you came here, and Azur-De, we were looking at the sex there. You had a very interesting audition process to get cast. Why don't you share with the viewers how you got cast in this?
For the record, Kevin is trying to start stuff. No.
What happened, Azur-De?
All I did, I went on a
What'd you
regular
do?
audition like a
Audition
regular actor.
butt
My
naked.
manager sent me out.
Naked?
And at a callback, and I booked the job. It was simple as that. There was no, I didn't have to show anything to
have
get
to
the
show no
job.
scams.
That was
Really?
after the fact. So no, don't listen to him.
Now, I'm gonna say that scene looked very real. Like
Yes, it
I
did.
wouldn't have known that you didn't really have sex in that scene. I mean, how did you prepare for something like that? Did you just hop on him and were like,
Is that
okay,
your first sex scene?
I'm just gonna go for this, or did you practice that? Like, what do you do for a sex scene?
So luckily I'm an actor and I can pretend for a living. And so what happened was in that particular scene, Sai, the director, was very, very accommodating because I was a little bit nervous about that. I mean, you could see I didn't look nervous.
That has to be.
No, you did
But-
not look nervous,
But
girl.
because Sai created a
It's like
safe
you did it
environment.
before.
No, I'm a virgin actually. No,
Girl.
I just
Praise
want
Jesus.
Praise him.
No, but Sai created a very comfortable environment. Like he made everyone leave the room. The only people that were
that's
there
nice.
were the camera people, the lighting, like only people that had to be there.
That's it.
And I mean, as far as like me allowing myself to be comfortable in that, I had a great co-star who made me feel very safe too. Like I didn't have to worry about him, being inappropriate. So at that point, it's up to me to just kind of fall into the character. And when you're acting, that's what we do. We fall into the characters and get lost in it. And at one point, I just zoned out. And so that I wouldn't think about, I mean, you don't, in the scenes, you're not thinking about, oh, there's lighting, there's people that you're in the scene. So that's happening.
Being in the scene, did you start to feel an attraction for your co-star?
I was wondering if that happened.
Did you get sexually aroused by your co-star?
You know, I don't know. I would, you know, Richard and I, we had a great chemistry. Just our chemistry on set was really great because we were cool. Like, he was a great person to work with, and when we rehearsed, I feel like we both had a similar goal to really get there, and make it real.
Did you get there?
So, I mean, you know, you have to do things in order to make it feel real to you. So whatever it is for me to find my own truth, I did that so that it could be real for me.
Like masturbation?
You mean?
I need examples.
I did not masturbate for the scene.
Really? It looks so real,
dirty
girl.
examples.
I mean, fortunately, I've been able to have really great sex experience that I drew from.
Here it comes.
Emotional recall.
That I had to tap into, and then, you know, then you just kind of let yourself go. I mean, not to give away too many of my secrets, every actor is different. Everybody accesses different emotions differently. But for me, it was just, you know, tapping into what I have experienced.
That Meisner technique.
For this scene, did you wear a fresh pair of panties, or were those panties that you wore with like a previous partner?
What?
I'm just curious. Because they're the cute
Those
Victoria's
were fresh.
Secret ones.
I would imagine they were fresh.
Did you like go and buy them?
They were fresh Victoria's Secret panties, 5 for $25.
Yes.
And then
I
know you guys know about those.
Yes,
and I had on pasties,
about
so I wasn't, you know, topless, even though it looked like I was. But yeah, it was fresh pair of panties, yes.
And nice.
Just out of curiosity, you're an actor.
Yes.
You know, you had to do the sex scene, pretend like you were in it. Have you ever pretended or faked an orgasm?
How many sex scenes have you done,
Do I
darling?
have to answer that?
Yes, you do. You got to answer everything on here.
Acted
Those questions.
when you haven't been on set with someone?
You know what? Maybe once or twice I may have faked it. Just once or twice.
What was his name?
I am not saying. Maybe just once or twice. That's it. But I feel like if you do that, then you're doing yourself a disservice because then the person can never please you. So I feel like
they think they're doing
after
it.
a while, I started to notice, like, you know what? I really want to make sure that I'm getting what I need to get out of this experience. So the faking it wouldn't help you. If you're a woman, you want to be pleased.
No,
so you need to make sure your partner knows, okay, look, that's not okay. This is okay. I like this. I don't like that. So after a while, I start to be very, very
So you play teacher.
open. Well, no, not now, obviously, because, you know, I think when you're younger, you have, like, you know, you're still learning and trying to figure it out. But now as a grown woman, and I am a grown woman, it's much different.
I'm not snapping, so
I don't want Kevin. Don't snap, please.
Don't snap.
Yeah, I don't want you to do that.
You're off the
Was
wrong.
that your first sex scene, or have you done sex scenes before?
I have had insinuated sex scenes once before, but I'm always playing like the girlfriend or the, you know, so it's kind of like, I know in the movie I did on BET, Somebody Help Me Too, I was waking up with my guy after, you know, after a night. So it was, but you didn't see any sex or anything, but I'm always kind of playing the love interest, you know, character. So I'm sure I'll be presented with that again. Oh, thanks, Kevin.
Sorry.
Kevin has to make a superhero exit.
Yes.
Okay.
The man is bringing him down.
Bye, Kevin.
Exactly.
In the booth is cutting Kevin from the show.
I'm getting cut.
Bye,
Kevin.
I'll see you guys next
Kevin.
week. Love you all. Azur-De, love you. Drea, Spicy.
Yeah.
We will make sure we take good care of her while you're gone.
Yes,
Please
we will.
do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Please
get
do.
Kevin out because he's asking all the crazy questions.
I told you, girl. I told
He ain't
you.
holding no bars.
What was the first time you had sex?
See?
Now, here on Let's Talk About
gosh.
Sex, any question that we ask has to be answered. So
Yes.
I feel like I'm obligated to answer these.
now
You
you
have
have
to.
Now you have to answer. Okay. So let's get a little bit back into the scene, though. In the film, you had, you know, this feeling that your boyfriend was cheating on you. In real life, have you ever had that feel? Have you ever been cheated on?
Yes, for sure.
And did you go crazy?
You know, I didn't go crazy. I think I was really hurt, you know? I mean, I'm a lover. I'm a person that gets connected to people, and like that stuff is important to me. So when that is betrayed, or when I felt betrayed, it hurt. So, you know, I've been through my share of heartache. So
Now, it looked like in the film, he winds up going back to his ex, which is something that's very common, I feel like, when you break up, you know, from whomever you are in a relationship with, that they always go to the rebound person who was there
Especially the
before
men.
you. Men
All
oftentimes
the
just
time.
recycle what's already in their roster
Right.
or Rolodex. So, you know, why do you think that is? Why do you think that men always wind up going back to the boo thing that was there before you?
Because it's easy
and it's familiar.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's easy,
But
it's familiar.
isn't, new boom boom
But
the best
but they
boom
don't.
boom?
But then maybe they don't feel like working. I feel like a lot of men don't want to work, so it's let me just hit up
The booty
Bae,
call.
and then it's easy. And we've already had sex, we've already
She
went
knows
there,
my stuff.
so it's not like it's not anything new. I feel like it's easy. I feel like it's just more of it's just easier for them to do that.
Well, in the film, she seemed very familiar with him because he was from, her old hood and playground. But it also looked as if they were trying to portray her as more fitted or suited for him than you.
Even though I was taking care of him, driving him all around, I was being that down ride or die chick.
And sometimes that just doesn't matter.
So, as far as the story is concerned, like I said, this is size truth. And so a lot of his experiences, these were in the movie, like these were some of the things that he actually went through. So I think it was loosely based on that. But if we want to get technical with it, I don't necessarily agree. I don't think that he should have went back. I think he should have fought for Ayoka. Right. I think that what they had built up to that point should have at least ended up being together. They clearly should have made it work. But both of their selfishness, and they both kind of suffer from being in this Hollywood system. It like so many things tore them and made them separate from each other when they should have been closer. So, and they both were I think were afraid to really go in and really be, vulnerable,
I love that it showed you going from this, hardcore New York, Brooklyn brother to, this white preppy mama's boy, and I thought that was
ended up being a crackhead.
Yeah, who ended up being a drug addict. I'm like, why he's the crackhead?
But I think ideally to show that that's what I end up. That I still didn't win. I still and he didn't win either. Like we both kind of just we just never really made it work. But yeah, it was a drastic difference, but that was the person that I also went to the school, my business school in the movie, because I got accepted to business school in the movie.
Right,
So,
I remember that part.
yeah.
So your character was educated and phenomenal, just like you.
Yes, a lot of similarities.
Like me.
I was gonna say, how many similarities?
Yeah. I mean, I'm from LA, born and raised. She was an LA girl. She's an aspiring actress. I am also working as an actress. So I related to a lot of her in a lot of ways, which is a lot of reasons why I was excited to do the film.
So when doing some of these scenes, and I'm gonna even ask especially that love scene, are there some things that you're looking back thinking like, dang, I wish I would have done this differently or made a different choice in this scene? Maybe instead of writing him, you would have done him dog style. Like,
well, they direct you on the sex thing.
I was not directed on the sex scene. That was a pure just like go with the feeling kind of thing. But there was some direction, like the moments where you had to pick me up, there was certain timing things that you had to work out. But for the most part, it was just like us freely able to do whatever we wanted. But as far as like I said, I shot this film to 2010 or 2011. This was a while ago. Yeah, it might have been 3 years. Yeah, this was a while ago. So me as an actor myself, I feel like I've grown as an actress since then. We're always evolving as actors. We're all like every project, you grow, and I've been in classes, like you grow as an actor. So looking back, I'm like, certain scenes, I would do differently, but at the same time, I feel like at that point, I was creating size truth, and I was directed in a certain way, and I was making sure that I was true to what he wanted us to do. And I think every actor, when you have that relationship with the director, it's that synergy that makes it work. And I think that's what he wanted me to do. He wanted that part of the character.
You delivered, girl.
Yes, she most definitely did, like she does in all of her work. Okay,
stop it, Mom.
You're like, keep going.
I'm her biggest cheerleader, but it's very humbling, but also I find a lot of pride in seeing your career grow and flourish. And at the same time, your personal life as well. You working this crazy schedule and you shooting films all the time and you doing commercials and print jobs. How do you find time for your personal life for you to find true love?
It definitely affects all of that. And that was a great question, Spicy Muddy. I feel like, I'm very career driven. Like I want my career to mean something. And usually the people that kind of think like that are all into their work. I'm always studying. I'm always, finding ways to expand myself as an artist.
Growing.
So it's like, it is, sometimes I realize like, wow, like I haven't even done anything for myself. I need a massage or something. I need to just breathe.
Right.
So, when I feel that is when I try to do it. I try to spend time with my friends. I try to spend time with my family. I think recently I've been kind of taking more time to just live life. Mm-hmm. And I find that has actually benefited me more so than anything is just living, and I'm trying to find ways to just still continue to do that. And also still put 100% into my craft. But as far as love life is concerned, are
you on the market? Like, are you available?
Do you attract men that are driven?
Find you? Maybe holla, send you some flowers?
What's going on?
There's...
What do you like, T?
What do I like in a guy?
Yeah.
I like guys who are really comfortable in their own skin, who are not afraid to make a fool of themselves, and also who are not afraid to kind of hold me accountable.
Keep you in check a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I kind of need a little.
You gotta be a little rough. A little rough.
Not rough, but
Like hood rough?
No, not hood. Even though I'm from the hood, I don't.
She wants somebody who will send her flowers, but also like grab her by the neck.
Oh, right. That should be on a t-shirt.
That sounds like the perfect combo, actually.
Right?
No, but I like confident men, smart men, people that motivate me. I'm very ambitious, so I would love a compliment to that.
Right.
Like I feel like what I have, the qualities I have, I would love the compliment to that. Like intelligence, God-fearing, ambitious, good family background, just someone that understands the unity of a male-female relationship and values women in their life. I feel like a lot of times when you get with guys, if they don't value women, like they treat you a certain way. And I have a great relationship with my father, so I think that reflects in my relationships. Like I have a different way of communicating and being with men because of that. And I love my dad. Shout out to Daddy. He's my everything. Anyway, so
until that man comes along, because this guy that you just described sounds phenomenal.
I'm sure
Where's he at?
A guy like
Where are
that.
the kings at?
Until he comes along, what are you doing to get your rocks off? Because if you're not in a relationship and you're not exclusive with someone, are you
you have a boo thing?
Are you masturbating? Like, what are you doing? Let's talk about sex, y'all.
Yes.
I'm making Azur-De spill it.
I have someone in my life.
Oh, you do.
It's not a boy. I mean, it's just someone that
Beginning
is
stages.
special.
So lover friend. Is that what you
Lover
describe it?
friend.
Lover friend kind of
Homie lover
situation.
friend.
So I've never really felt without.
Oh,
So
right.
I don't
Is she
deal
saying
with.
there's never been a drought?
Nice.
I mean, I'm able to. I don't feel like that's my problem. I'll just.
You
say
don't
that.
want for that. You're good.
I'm and also in this place I'm at right now, it's really like personally developing myself. Like I'm not really. Like that's not as big of a deal to me, but I am open to it. But I'm kind of just living right now.
Okay.
Living.
Your homie love a friend.
Right, exactly. Well, on the show, we always do a little segment called, the naked truth, where
Girl, take
where
it.
How
our
much more truth
celebrity
and more naked
guest,
can I get?
Has to
There's
bear it
more.
all. It's just
There's
our
more.
last few little questions before
Okay.
we release you back into the world.
Okay.
She's like, come on with it.
Let's get this over with. Kevin's not here, so I'm okay.
Yes, because he would get you, girl.
No, because Kevin really wants to know like the nitty gritty, like he
Yes.
wants to hear like all the
goes in.
nasty little things.
He goes in.
Because he's trying to visualize it too at the same time. Okay. So the naked truth with Azur-De, ding ding ding. And do we have a beautiful photo
can we
of,
please show that
of her
photo?
that we
What
can pull
photo?
up? Because this is a flawless
Oh,
face right here. Okay,
that's what
I mean,
that's the face of an angel, but don't get it twisted. She could also be a vixen.
yes.
But I'm really an
Okay.
angel, though.
Oh, yeah, that's what she would like y'all to think. Okay, have you ever had an on and off screen romance with one of your co-stars?
Answer. Oh, you already answered.
We've seen the on scene, the on screen, but tell the truth. Have you ever
You already answered. She already
taken
answered.
anybody home after set?
I plead the fifth.
Yes,
You
and she
have
already
to say,
answered.
okay.
She
I
already
didn't answer. I
answered.
just
Yes,
pleaded the
you
fifth. So that means
did.
If you don't say no, that means yes.
Yes.
whatever you guys want to interpret, I just plead the fifth.
Okay, give us a ratio. Is it like you've been in a lot of films and commercials? So is it 20 out of 20? Or is it
20 out of
like
20.
There may have been a connection or two, but just normal stuff. Not
On
anything
set
that's
stuff.
just a connection. If you spend a lot of time, it's
Natural.
It's that. I mean, not necessarily that we went there, but it was a connection.
Okay.
I'm a connected person. I like to connect with people.
Okay, so what
people?
would like a relationship with you be like then? Give us some of like the
Never a
hot
dull
stuff.
moment. I'm a Gemini, so
You're a Gemini.
there's,
Oh, there is no
highs
dull
and
with you.
lows, but it's a lot of passion. So I think I'm a person that you
Gemini.
get. I'm a very inspiring, supportive. Like if you're my dude, I am like rooting for you
Ride or die.
1,000%. I am ride or die. I understand relationships in a different way, so I'm all about like creating a dope partnership, teamwork. Like I'm trying to build the empire with you. So that's my thing. And so all my actions reflect me being that kind of woman in a relationship because I want you to feel like I'm your like ride or die. Like I'm gonna lift you up. Like that's just naturally.
So she's a ride or die. You guys heard that
Ride or die
right here
chick.
first on Let's
Never
Talk
a
About
dull
Sex.
moment.
So
Yeah.
Azur-De, tell us what you won't do in the bedroom. Is there anything that you won't do?
Are there any places where you say,
anything
you're not
that's
going in
off
there.
So
You're not
this
going in there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do the taco salad.
Taco
Or
salad?
the tossing salad. Tossing the salad.
Or whatever it's called.
taco
See, I don't even know what it's called.
Oh, the taco
That's
salad.
She just said taco salad.
That's that new
Whatever
thing.
salad.
I
You
need
guys-
nobody's
first of
salad,
all,
is
all you
what I
guys knew
said.
what I was talking about. I'm
I
not
knew what
doing
you're
the
talking
tossed
about.
salad. That's
She's
something
not-
that I
You
just.
won't toss a salad?
I'm not into.
Oh,
that.
it's just.
Can you get your
licking the
salad
potato.
tossed?
I don't really like that
Okay,
as much.
So she said she's had it, y'all.
I mean, okay, look, I can't talk.
Look, she's getting it.
See,
Told
I'm
you,
gonna be
girl.
revealing a lot of stuff, but no, I won't do the tossing salad.
Okay.
But everything else you will do.
Oh.
So if you like
Probably.
wanted to stick it in your ear, you're all for it.
Hell no.
Okay, I'm not gonna go deaf behind getting pleased.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay.
I want to hear. Okay, I'm good.
No ear.
But
cropping.
but everything else, she's good to go. Okay.
I mean, for the most part, I feel like I would be on the level of you guys, whatever you guys would do. I feel like the normal.
Girl.
You know?
When you're in
unless you're some
love.
freaks, so you must be tossing
I don't
salads.
say no.
Oh, okay.
I'm
well,
open.
Spicy.
If,
I'm
if I
open.
love you, I love every nook and cranny.
Exactly. If I, love you,
I will
let's
do
it.
everything, and you will be very,
You'll be
very
satisfied.
satisfied. You will
wanting
never
for
leave
more.
feeling like, oh, I wasn't satisfied. Never happened.
Okay, next question. What do you love most about sex? Is it the connection, the calorie burn, or the nut?
Ooh.
I would say all three. First of all, I mentioned
You
before.
have to choose one. You can only choose
Connection.
one.
Connection.
I'm a very, I'm a spiritual person. I'm about energy. That's a part of who I am. The connection is everything. I feel like when you become one, the sexual experience is becoming one. There's absolutely no greater connection that you can have other than having sex. That's the greatest connection,
Yes,
I feel
it
like,
is.
that you can have with someone. You're like, so I would say if I had to choose, the connection for sure.
Okay, so connection is the most important thing to you, but can you still have an orgasm or can you still climax
Without
it?
If I have a physical connection, maybe. The physical.
If you're physically attracted to him, like if he's packaged right?
I think the best experience for
moving
me,
right.
the best experiences for me have been when I had the connection.
Yes, right.
If I don't have the
Of
connection,
course.
it affects. It won't be the same. So I would say probably not. I think I have to have the connection in order to have the best experience.
Okay. Good to know. So she's
So I need to
ride or
connect
die
it.
connection. Okay.
Ride or die connection.
All right, last question for Naked Truth, and she is bearing it all, you guys. We
Yes,
have her
you
in
are.
hot
You're doing
seat.
good. You're
never
doing
do all
good.
this.
Really
You're
good.
doing good, girl.
Okay, sleeping, eating, or cuddling right after sex. You have to choose one.
Eating.
Oh, I go
Oh my
sleep.
goodness! I
sleep.
need some juice, a sandwich. I need some cold juice or some ice cold water, a sandwich, something like that. I don't know. It
my
feels like I'm
God.
hungry right now.
All right.
But I love eating though.
So,
too.
you're talking about eating food.
Oh, spicy. She said she didn't toss in no salads.
I'm joking.
But secondly, we'll be cuddling though, because the cuddle is so important too.
Oh.
Okay,
But
so
give me some food
obviously
first.
she's a very
Exactly.
sexual
Cuddle
person. You
afterwards.
want it all. You
Yeah,
want the
I'm not
whole
afraid
thing.
to admit that I am. I feel like I'm comfortable in my sexuality, and I've grown. And I'm
You're a grown woman.
Yeah, and yeah, it's a beautiful part of life.
Now, before we wrap up the show, tell some of your fans and some of the audience members that may not be as sexually confident as you are in their own skin, what can they do and how you got there? Because a lot of women are insecure about their
Want the
sexuality.
lights off,
They want
yeah.
the lights off. They don't want to be seen naked. They don't even know where to start or how to maybe get a man aroused or even approach him or initiate. What would you recommend for them?
Well, you know what? It's not something that was like taught to me. I think it came as a result of me growing and being more mature about the situation. Like, obviously, I'm very comfortable in my body. I don't mind, having a bathing suit on, and like, I'm very free in that way. But I think that was grown in the beginning, though. I was a little bit more like,
Reserved.
oh, I don't want to be on top, or I don't want, like,
Right.
you're kind of like a little bit. But then once you I think it also takes you to be with the person that's experienced enough to teach you. And once you're elevated, and once you kind of know who you are sexually, and I kind of think I know who I am.
It sounds like you know, girl. You know.
Yeah, I think that kind of translated, and now I think the freedom came from me knowing those things. So I would suggest just being open-minded. Like, don't be closed-minded. You never know what's gonna be your thing. So be open to explore what
Trying
that is.
things,
I mean,
yeah.
masturbation, I'm sure people
Yeah.
try that out. That can make you feel sexy. I'm not a masturbator, but I feel like when people do that, a lot of my friends or people have told me that it kind of opened them
You're
up, and you
exploring your body,
find
yeah.
out what what you like, what you don't. So I would say do that, and just, you know, find your sexy, whatever sexy is to you. You know, look at yourself in the mirror, put on a hot outfit, and just own why you're that
Walk
chick.
around naked.
That's really important, looking at your body. I feel like
Yeah.
naked in the mirror. Yeah.
And I do that a lot.
Well, we're gonna have a whole episode.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, she's not. No,
nudist.
she's not.
We're gonna have a whole episode dedicated to exploring your body and masturbation, so that more women and men as well can get comfortable with their body and communicating their sexual needs. So that'll be another episode. You guys got to stay tuned to make sure you tune in for that. But Azur-De, back to your film, because we want to make sure that people know where to go to see it and when can they check it out and what plugs,
So good.
Instagram, Twitter, all of that.
And American in Hollywood, a story for all the people that have actually tried to pursue a dream, have had even a lot of actors and artists. I mean, you don't have to be an actor, comedians, anybody that's trying to pursue this career. I know you guys can all relate to the real struggle of real artists. It's not easy. So if you want to be entertained, we have a lot of comedy in there. We have drama. We have, you know,
Sexy.
real life relationships.
You want to see Azur-De's booty?
Back.
Okay, why did you tell me that? You gave it away. Okay.
See it.
And I just think overall it's a great story for you guys to really relate to. Or go to our website, www.anamericaninhollywood.com. It'll show you a list of all the theaters that will be shown next Friday, July 18th, New York, New Jersey, Philly. I need you guys to come out and support us. This is an independent film. We have a deal with AMC Independent, and we're really trying to get the word out, because if it does well, it'll be in Chicago, LA, and Atlanta. So I would love for for you guys to be affected by this movie, because I think a lot of people would really, really appreciate it. Oh, and you can also stay in touch with me on my Twitter and IG, and that's at Azur-De. That's AZURDEDE for Twitter and IG. And then my Facebook is Azur-De, just AZUR-DE. I'm the only Azur-De in the world.
You're the only Azur-De in the world.
When you hear
It will
Azur-De's
come up.
name, that's me.
And I'm your host, Spicy Mari, with you every Friday for Black Hollywood Live. Let's talk about sex. You guys can play with my Twitter day or night at spicy_Mari, or you can stroke my Instagram at spicy_Mari.
I want to do both of those to you.
Drea, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me mostly nights, what I prefer, at Drea Renee _N on Twitter and Instagram.
There you guys have it. Azur-De in the building,
Thank
talking
you
about
guys.
sex with us.
And you can find Hey Kevin John at Hey Kevin John.
Hey.
Oh, yes. Right, Kevin.
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.
Thanks for watching Black Hollywood Live on YouTube. For more in-depth interviews and news, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion in the comment section below here. See you soon, everyone. Bye.